Let me tell you something real. Life got a funny way of waking you up. Sometimes it don't come with no warning, no memo, no heads up. It just hits you. You get knocked down, blindsided, left wondering why the world got your name on a target. That pain you feeling? That heartbreak, that failure, that loss, that betrayal. It ain't there to break you. It's there to build you. See, too many people run from pain. Try to avoid it like it's some kind of disease. But pain is a teacher, and it teaches what comfort never could. You want to grow? You want to level up? Then understand this. Pain has a purpose. It's not random. It ain't by accident. Every tear you cried, every door that slammed in your face, every person who walked away from you, it was all part of the process. Now, I ain't saying it's easy. Lord knows some of y'all been through storms that felt like they'd never end. You prayed and it got worse. You tried harder and still failed. You gave your all and they still left. But let me break something down to you. You wouldn't have made it this far if that pain didn't come to shape you. It came to mold you, to stretch you, to wake something up in you that you didn't even know was in there. You ever met somebody strong who didn't have a story? You ever seen a diamond that didn't go through pressure? You can't get refined without the fire. And it's in that fire, when you're crying alone, when the light's off, when folks done counted you out, that's when your character gets carved. That's where your fight shows up. That's where your vision gets clear. You ain't going through this just to suffer. You going through this because on the other side of this pain, there's a version of you that don't take no mess. There's a version of you that can walk into a room with confidence, with peace, with purpose, because you know what it took to get here. You know how many nights you cried, how many times you doubted, and yet you still here, you still breathing, you still standing. So don't curse the pain, don't wish it away, don't get bitter. Get better, learn from it, grow through it, and use it. Because one day somebody's gonna look at you and say, I don't know how you made it. And you're gonna smile not because it didn't hurt, but because you knew it had a reason. Let's talk about pain. That thing you try to avoid, that feeling you pray away, that season of your life you wish never happened. Let me tell you something real. Pain ain't the enemy. Pain is a teacher. It don't feel good, it don't look good, and it sure don't show up at a good time, but it comes with a lesson that comfort could never deliver. See, when everything going smooth, when life got no bumps, no curves, you don't grow. You stay the same, comfortable, safe, comfortable. But when pain hits, when that relationship falls apart, when the money runs out, when the door closes, when the dream looks like it's dying, that's when something wakes up in you. That's when life sits you down and says, and now it's time to learn. You think you're just hurting, but what's really happening is life is trying to sharpen you, trying to make you stronger. It's trying to teach you who you really are when the lights go off and the crowd is gone. See, comfort shows you your surface. Pain reveals your soul. It brings out that hidden strength you didn't even know you had. Let's be honest, nobody learns anything deep when life is all cupcakes and sunshine. Nah. You learn when you're crying at night, when you're asking, and why me? You learn when people turn their back on you and you realize the only person you can count on right now is God and the person in the mirror. Pain strips away the noise. It humbles you, and in that silence, in that raw, broken space, that's where the wisdom shows up. That's where the growth begins. And let me say this loud, pain is not punishment. It's preparation. You didn't go through that heartbreak because you were weak. You went through it because you were being prepared to love deeper, wiser, better. You didn't lose that job because you weren't good enough. You lost it because life had to shake you out of that comfort zone and push you toward what's really for you. You didn't fail because you were unworthy. You failed because you needed to build resilience, discipline, and humility before success would mean something real. Pain is like a coach that don't sugarcoat. It don't clap for every move. It don't hand out trophies just for showing up. Pain gets in your face and says, you want to grow, you want to level up, then let's get to work. And yeah, it's tough, it hurts. But when you come out the other side, when you look back, you're going to say, that was the moment that changed me. So don't curse the pain, don't waste the pain. Ask it what it came to teach you. Ask yourself, what am I supposed to learn right now? Because the truth is, comfort might keep you happy, but pain is what makes you great. Pain builds warriors. It builds leaders. It builds people with compassion, depth, and purpose. And most of all, it builds faith. You ain't just hurting for no reason. That pain you feel, it's shaping the future you. And when it's over, when you step out of it, you're not going to be the same. You're going to be stronger, wiser, sharper, and ready for whatever life throws next. Because pain didn't come to break you. It came to teach you how to rise. Let's get something straight right now. You don't grow in easy times. Nobody ever leveled up by sitting on a beach drinking lemonade while everything went perfect. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Growth shows up when life gets real, when the pressure comes, when the lights dim and the weight gets heavy. That's where the magic starts. You ever go to the gym and lift a feather? Of course not. You pick up something that challenges you. You go for the weight that makes your arms shake. That resistance, that pressure, that's what builds muscle. And life works the exact same way. If it's not stretching you, it's not growing you. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet didn't get that way because life was easy. They got that strength in the trenches. They got it by crying themselves to sleep and waking up with swollen eyes and still going to work. They got it by showing up even when everything in them said stay down. That kind of strength don't come cheap. You pay for it in late nights, heartbreaks, failures, and comebacks. You think struggle is a sign you're doing something wrong, but sometimes it's the exact opposite. That pressure you're feeling, that storm you're standing in, that might be the proof you're right where you need to be. See, life don't put pressure on the useless. Life don't challenge the ordinary. The reason you feel so pressed is because greatness is getting squeezed out of you. And let's not forget, pressure makes diamonds. But first, that carbon gets crushed, pushed, and buried deep beneath the surface. It don't look pretty in the beginning. It don't feel good either. But after the heat, after the weight, after the time, it shines. And the same thing is true for you. You're not just going through hard times. You're being shaped, sharpened, forged into something unbreakable. Now here's where most folks mess up. They think pain means stop. They hit a wall and fold. They get tired and quit. But what they don't realize is that breakthrough is right behind that wall. Growth is right on the other side of tired. When you push just a little more, when you keep walking, even though your leg's shaking, that's where you evolve. You see, it's not the easy seasons that show what you're made of. It's the hard ones. Anybody can smile when the checks are coming in and the love is flowing. But who are you when it's dry? Who are you when folks walk away? Who are you when your prayers feel unanswered? That version of you, the one who keeps going anyway, that's the one life is trying to reveal. So don't run from the struggle. Don't wish it away. Embrace it. Use it. Look that pressure dead in the eye and say, do what you came to do. Because every struggle is a setup. Every tough season is planting something inside you. And when it blooms, it's going to be powerful. Remember, the best version of you is hidden behind some hard days. And if you're in the middle of one right now, I need you to understand, you're not being punished. You're being prepared. The struggle is your strength training. The pain is building your purpose. The pressure is unlocking your potential. Don't just survive it. Grow through it. Because every time you do, you're becoming exactly who you were meant to be. Let me tell you something that might just flip your whole mindset. The pain you're feeling ain't random. It's not a mistake. It's not bad luck. It's not life picking on you. That struggle you're in, that hurt you're carrying, that season you can't wait to escape from, it has a purpose. Nothing you've gone through is wasted. Every setback, every disappointment, every betrayal is part of a plan that's bigger than what you can see right now. See, too many people think when life gets hard, it means they're doing something wrong. Like if they're struggling, they must have missed a turn somewhere. But let me break this down for you. You don't just stumble into purpose. You're shaped into it, molded, refined. And that process? It ain't always pretty. Matter of fact, most of the time it's painful. But just because something hurts doesn't mean it's pointless. Think about it. When you go through heartbreak, you learn how to love better. When you lose a job, you start to see what you were settling for. When somebody walks out on you, you discover how to stand on your own 2 feet. That pain came with a lesson. That moment wasn't there to destroy you. It was trying to wake you up. You can't build a strong house without digging a deep foundation. And that foundation, that's the hard part. That's the pain. That's the stuff people don't post on social media. That's the late nights, the silent tears, the loneliness, the confusion. But you gotta go deep if you wanna go high. You gotta be broken in some places before you can be built up right. Life has a funny way of rerouting you when you get too comfortable in the wrong direction. That plan you had for yourself, it was too small. It wasn't big enough. So life had to come shake you, stretch you, stir something in you. And yeah, it felt like chaos at the time, but now you can look back and see what it was doing. You can see that if it hadn't happened the way it did, you wouldn't be who you are now. The pain you went through wasn't random, it was necessary. It was designed specifically to bring out parts of you that were asleep. It was training. It was preparation. You're being set up for something greater, but you can't walk into greatness unprepared. You gotta earn that. You gotta be forged in the fire because what's coming for you requires a version of you that's been tested. That's been proven. That's unshakable. And don't get it twisted. Just because you can't see the purpose yet doesn't mean there isn't one. Sometimes God puts the pieces together in silence. Sometimes your life is being rearranged behind the scenes. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. That delay, that detour, that loss, it wasn't a dead end. It was divine redirection. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Shift your focus. Don't let the pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. Don't let it shut you down. Let it open you up to what's next. You're not broken. You're becoming. And the pain you're feeling right now is proof that something is being born inside you. Something strong. Something beautiful. Something unstoppable. Because that pain, that pressure, that storm, it wasn't random. It was purpose in disguise. Let me tell you where real growth happens. Not in the spotlight. Not when everybody's clapping for you. Not when the money's good, the relationship is perfect, and everything's going your way. No. Real growth, real strength, real transformation happens in the dark when nobody sees you, when nobody's cheering, when you're all alone wondering if it's even worth it to keep going. That's when your character is built. See, anybody can smile when the sun's out. Anybody can be positive when the bills are paid, the love is strong, and the doors are opening. But who are you when things go quiet? When your phone don't ring? When the friends fade? When your prayers feel like they're bouncing off the ceiling? That's where the truth shows up. That's where you find out what you're really made of. You don't build muscle without resistance. And you don't build character without trials. In those low moments, when you feel unseen, unheard, maybe even unloved. That's when your foundation gets laid. You learn how to encourage yourself. You learn how to show up for yourself. You learn how to stand even when it hurts. And trust me, that kind of strength, that don't come from applause. That comes from adversity. Nobody talks about the nights you spend sitting on the edge of the bed with tears in your eyes, whispering to yourself, just keep going. Nobody sees the hours you spend working on your dream when you're dead tired, and nobody even knows what you're building. Nobody claps for the moments you choose discipline over distraction, focus over fun, growth over comfort. That's the dark. That's the silent season. And that's where champions are born. See, when life strips away the noise, you start hearing your real voice. You stop depending on validation and start developing vision. You stop looking for approval and start moving with purpose. The dark seasons force you to mature, to let go of old habits, old mindsets, old excuses. It's lonely, yes, but it's necessary. Because the version of you that's coming on the other side of this dark season, it's powerful, it's focused, it's unshakable. We all want the light, but we forget what it takes to shine. Diamonds don't form in daylight. They form underground, hidden, under pressure. Same with seeds. They grow in the dirt in silence before they ever break the surface. You don't get the glory without the grind. You don't get the blessing without the breaking. The character being built in the dark is what allows you to carry the weight of the success when it comes. So don't resent the dark. Don't rush out of it. Learn in it, lean into it. Because one day when you step into your moment, when your gift makes room for you, when the world finally sees what you've been building, they'll think it happened overnight. But you'll know the truth. You'll know about the prayers, the tears, the late nights, the fight it took to not give up. And that's what makes it meaningful. That's what makes it real. You weren't buried, you were planted. And right now, in that silence, in that loneliness, in that confusion, your roots are growing deep. Your foundation is getting strong. Your character is getting built. And when it's time, when the season is right, you'll rise. Not just with talent, but with the strength, the humility, and the heart to handle everything coming your way. Because your character wasn't built on stage, it was built in the dark. Let me break something down for you real clear. Your story matters. Everything you've been through, everything you've survived, every tear you cried, every time you got back up after life knocked you down, it wasn't just for you. One day, your story is going to be somebody else's survival guide, somebody else's reason to keep going, somebody else's hope. You think you're going through all this pain and struggle just to suffer? Nah, you're being prepared to shine a light for somebody else. That pain didn't come to stay, it came to shape your purpose. Your story is being written in real time, and when the chapters get tough, that's just the part where the main character, the one you're becoming, learns how to rise. See, too many people stay silent about what they've been through because they're ashamed of the mess. But let me tell you something, the mess is what makes the message powerful. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with real. They connect with, I've been there too. They don't need you to pretend like you've always had it together. They need to see how you pulled yourself out of the dark. That's where your story has impact. You might think, oh, why would anyone care about my journey? But you'd be surprised who's watching you. There's somebody right now who's going through what you already survived. They don't need a celebrity. They don't need a motivational quote. They need a real person who knows what it feels like to be broken and still choose to get back up. They need someone who understands the silent battles, the silent prayers, the silent victories. You are becoming that person, not in spite of your struggle, but because of it. That heartbreak that crushed you, one day you'll be the voice that tells someone, you'll get through this. That failure that embarrassed you, one day you'll be the proof that bouncing back is possible. That loss that shook your world, one day you'll help someone else heal just by being open about how you kept moving forward. And here's the thing, it don't take a stage or a microphone to inspire somebody. Sometimes it's a conversation. Sometimes it's how you carry yourself. Sometimes it's how you treat people, how you refuse to quit, how you love yourself out loud after being broken. That's influence. That's power. That's impact. And it's rooted in your story. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to wait until you're at the finish line. You just need to be honest about the journey. Show people what it looks like to keep walking even when the road is rough. Show them what it looks like to trust the process when nothing makes sense. Because when they see you standing tall after the storm, they'll believe they can too. Your story is the evidence that healing is possible, that comeback is possible, that success after failure is possible. And the best part? You're not even done yet. Your story is still being written, and every chapter adds more power, more purpose, more influence. So stop hiding your scars. Stop doubting your journey. Those scars ain't signs of weakness. They're proof that you fought and won. And now somebody else needs to see that victory, not the polished version, the real one, the version that says, I've been through hell, but I'm still standing. Because one day someone's gonna look at you and say, up because of your story, I didn't give up. And that right there, that's what makes it all worth it. Let me tell you something that could change your whole perspective. Pain was never meant to paralyze you, it was meant to propel you. But too many people run from pain. The moment things get hard, they tap out. The minute disappointment shows up, they shut down. But here's the truth. You don't rise by running. You rise by standing right in the middle of that pain and facing it head on. See, pain got power. It's like fire. It can burn you down or it can light you up. And what it does depends on how you handle it. If you let pain control you, it'll keep you small. It'll have you playing victim, blaming the world, staying stuck. But if you decide to use that pain, if you flip the script and say, all right, if I gotta feel this, I'm gonna grow from it, then pain becomes fuel. You gotta stop seeing pain as something you need to escape and start seeing it as something that can elevate you. That betrayal, it taught you loyalty. That failure, it built your resilience. That heartbreak, it taught you what real love looks like. That rock bottom moment, that's where your bounce back started. You ain't just surviving pain, you're becoming stronger, sharper, more focused because of it. Most people think power comes from winning, but real power, it comes from surviving, from not giving up, from showing up again and again, even when it hurts. You get that kind of power when you stop saying, why me? And start saying, oh, watch me. That's when everything shifts. You know how a sword gets made? It goes through fire, it gets beaten, bent, hammered, and heated over and over again. And the more pressure it takes, the stronger it becomes. Same goes for you. Life might be hitting you from every angle right now, but it's not trying to destroy you, it's refining you. It's preparing you for what you prayed for. But you gotta stop running from the process. Don't let fear of pain keep you from growing. Don't let it stop you from starting that business, fixing that relationship, chasing that dream, healing from that trauma. Pain is part of the process. It's not permanent. It's just passing through to build the version of you that's ready for the next level. And here's the thing, pain speaks. It tells you where the wounds are, where the healing needs to begin, where the growth needs to happen. But most people don't listen. They numb it, avoid it, distract themselves from it. But if you lean in, if you sit with it, learn from it, grow through it, it'll show you your power. Don't waste your pain. Don't walk through fire and come out empty. Make it count. Take every ounce of that suffering, every moment of that silence, and build something out of it. Build strength, build wisdom, build discipline, build empathy, build courage. Let that pain teach you how to love harder, live louder, and dream bigger. Because here's the truth. You didn't go through all that just to go through it. You went through it to grow through it. You went through it to help someone else one day. You went through it to become the version of you that don't fold under pressure, that don't beg for validation, that don't fear the fire because you already survived it. So don't run from pain. Rise from it. Use it. Let it push you, stretch you, develop you. Let it make you unstoppable. Because the pain you feel today, that might just be the beginning of the strength you need tomorrow. Listen, everything you've been through, the pain, the pressure, the silent battles, the long nights, it all meant something. It wasn't just hurt for the sake of hurting. It was shaping you, molding you, elevating you into the person you were always meant to be. And now it's time to stop seeing pain as your enemy and start recognizing it as your training ground. That fire you walked through, it didn't burn you. It built you. You didn't come this far to break. You came this far to rise. So take the pain, take the lessons, take every scar and wear it like armor, because you've survived what tried to destroy you. And now it's your turn to live like you know that. Stand tall, walk bold, speak truth, love harder, dream bigger, and never forget your pain had a purpose. And that purpose is pushing you into power.